Welcome to the KDFL Fantasy Football Podcast. It's me, Brett Still, and I'm joined once again by the commish, Jeremy Clark. How we doing, brother?
Might be
Heck
permanent.
yeah. Also joining us, as always, Mr. Jonathan Detroit Haynes. How we doing, man?
Hail to the victors. Go blue. What a big weekend. Woo! Down go the Bucks. Yeah. So
Very impressive win. Very impressive win by Michigan. On this week's podcast, we did our logos reveal last week. Since then, we've gotten a bunch of ratings from a bunch of the members of the KDFL and avid followers of the KDFL. So we will be going over those rankings and how the public feels about the new logos. But first, we had a very, very important week 12 in the KDFL. Detroit, take us away with some results.
Yes, we start out with the 6-5 St. Albans Sinners taking on Jeremy's South Hills Evil Empire. This game came down to actually the Evil Empire had their lowest scoring week of the year. Jalen Hurts still scored 33 points. You didn't have anybody else over 18 points. For the Sinners, he had a few guys with 20-plus points, but his defense let him down. He had a few guys that had only scored 3 points. And the Evil Empire eked out a 2-point win, 233 to 231.
2 points. They couldn't hear me. I accidentally had my mic still muted, I guess. But anyways, think they can hear me now. We've got the Midnight Riders at the Lumberjacks. This is a battle that goes back nearly 2 decades. The Midnight Riders and the Lumberjacks, my 2 longest-lasting friends in the KDFL. The Lumberjacks continued their downward spiral while the Midnight Riders have finally moved into the current playoff bracket for the first time all season. The Midnight Riders were led by Jefferson with 29, Eckler had 25, and the Lumberjacks had a great game from Chris Godwin, but that was about it. Lumberjacks fall 242-161.
We head to Hurricane Next, where the Wampus Cats host the Kanawha County Kings at 2-9. Oh, it was a big, huge day for best back in the league. Joshua Jacobs, he has 303 yards and 2 TDs, puts in 51 points for the Kings. Brian Wolverine Robinson has his season high, 21 points against the Falcons. But it's not enough as Herbert and Murray combine for 58 points for the Wampus Cats. Amon-Ra, the Sun God, pours in 28 of his own. And the Wampus Cats win again, improved to 7-5, 263 to 214.
Next, we have the 10-1 Dogtown Dobermans traveling to Florida to take on the Zen Masters. Zen Masters get solid performances from their quarterbacks, Lamar with 24, Trevor with 28, but that's it. His offense pretty much didn't do anything for him. The Dobermans, huge weeks out of Josh Allen, Miles Sanders, and Joe Burrow had 19 points. Jordan Brooks, linebacker, number 1 in fantasy football, scores him 21.5 points, and the Dobermans take down the Zen Masters 257 to 200.
I forgot I had buttons to click to. I told you I wasn't going to be prepared for this. I've had graphics for all of these. Finally put the graphics up. Anyways, the biggest rivalry in the league, the Melbourne Mega Powers and the Elkview River Rats. As I find the graphic, there it is, nice and pretty. In an interesting game where these two would absolutely love nothing more than to beat each other. However, they also don't want to hurt their own draft stock. The River Rats, led by Derek Carr with 21, will get bragging rights, I think, this year as they win 214 to 187. One thing of note, though, Mega Powers do have a couple of rookie running backs. They're starting to look pretty daggone good. Both teams are now 4-8, and at least Detroit can say he officially eliminated the Mega Powers.
Woo! Woo!
You didn't. You wooed at the Mega. Okay. All right. Next up, it's our game of the week, as it is kind of a high stakes. God, Lord, high stakes game as the 6 and 5 Renegades are hosted by the 6 and 5 Gamblers. Winner controls their destiny, and it's Garrett Wilson starting off the Renegades right with 26 points. Good old Darwin James puts in 23 for the Gamblers. Somehow Adam Thielen scores 21, and James Conner, as predicted on the show, getting a little hot. He puts in 21 of his own, and the Gamblers get the very important victory, beating the Renegades 273 to 256. And mercifully, that is it for your KDFL Week 12 results. How was I talking about the Gamblers and couldn't come up with the word stakes? That was something.
It's all right. At least you weren't just sitting here watching everything and not clicking the graphics that I spent too long to fix. Oh, and I had my mic muted.
Tip of my tongue.
I don't think Phil would have made that mistake.
Probably not. That's why I told you it's a turn position. Though I don't think anybody heard me say it was a turn position because I was muted.
No. We're a captain of the ship tonight. We're just in the sea, just getting tossed around. No rhyme or reason. But boys, it was our first extremely consequential week of the year in the KDFL, and it did deliver. But first, let's talk about some NFL. Let's round robin our teams first, like we always do. Lions on Thanksgiving, Detroit. How do we feel? Moral victory.
When the season first came out, I looked at this and I thought the Lions were going to get beat by like 30. Bill's been struggling a little bit. I think Josh Allen's hurt. Lions been playing good. I like Campbell, but I think his game management sometimes is very suspect. And he cost his teams some points in that game, especially at the end of the first half. Taking 2 plays before the 2-minute warning gave Bills enough time to go down and score a field goal. And some really questionable time management in the fourth quarter too. But the Lions, I think they're on their way up. They're getting better. I still kind of question the coach, but I'm happy with them.
Where does the moral victory go in the standings? Like we've got win, loss, ties. Moral victory after that?
I don't believe in moral victories.
I do think the Lions had them last year, and starting off this year, I think they're in a sign of growth. I think they're past those.
I'm 48 years into moral victories. I'm over them.
The Lions probably lead the league in moral victories the last 30 years.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah, I would agree. Jerem, I feel like our teams both had very boring games for different reasons.
Yeah, and this is the first 49er game that I missed most of the game. Seen like every snap of every other game. This one I didn't.
So did Red Zone.
So yeah, I know. That's why I missed it, was because all I had was Red Zone.
I didn't see.
While I was doing the scoreboard for Youth Little League. And I was just like, the Niners game must not even be happening. There was one time when the Niners got a red zone stop, and they still didn't go to it.
I watched that. I think I watched that whole game. The Niners had they stopped the Saints a couple times.
Yeah, inside
as they were trying to go in and score.
Yeah, the Niners defense is so freaking good, which we'll see. I got a big test coming up this week, but the offense, man, they just can't get it all together. A couple weeks in a row, they finally broke.
Did I see the name McCaffrey's hurt?
He got banged up in that. Everybody got banged up in that game. Elijah Mitchell's gonna be out for probably the regular season. So
yeah,
he's out like 6 to 8 weeks, which is the season. So
yeah.
Defense though, 4 straight second half shutouts.
That is ridiculous.
And this game was a whole game shutout. That was the first time the Saints have been shut out in 20 years, and it was the Niners who did it last. And the last 4 shutouts for the Saints are all against the Niners.
Wow.
Random.
That's weird. That is a random stat.
But they were in the division.
I'm looking at this. They were total yards about the same, but yeah, that San Francisco defense is nice, but the offense, I think they need to step up a little.
I mean, they've got studs everywhere, and 13 points. Crazy.
All right, Brad, let's talk Falcons.
It's not. I mean, it was as boring a game as you can have, and it's a coin flip league, and you can't. The only thing I get on Arthur Smith about, because he's been I think he's exceeded expectations so far, given the roster that he's had and the way I'm not used to this at all because Matt Ryan was throw, and the smash mouth hit you in the face running game. I don't even know what to think about it. They always fall forward. They always get 5 or 6, but then you get to the goal line and it's a perfect situation. You need to waste time and you need to score a touchdown, and we throw it twice. And the second one gets tipped and picked. I do think we'll be done with this Mariota stuff as soon as we're out of contention. The problem is the Bucs can't stop getting in their own way, so we're staying in contention somehow at 5-7. We're tied for the division lead. Obviously, the Bucs have the tiebreak and are the better quality team. I think that's pretty obvious. But we'll see. Got the Steelers coming to Atlanta next weekend in the red helmets. That's a can't lose. So,
do you think the Commanders can make the playoffs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just got a crucial tiebreaker. They just got a crucial tiebreaker against one of the teams that, I mean, if we would actually win some games, could be there towards the end. This is the soft spot of our schedule, right? Panthers twice, Commanders, and whatnot, and we've won 1 game. So not good.
I think the Giants are going to drop out.
Yeah, they're falling off, and Barkley suddenly back to having 0 lanes to run through again. Not fun.
I could see the Seahawks falling off too, by the way.
They still should have won last week, but they're definitely been playing way over their heads right now.
Yeah.
How about,
all right, what else we got from the NFL?
How about Mike White? How about Mike White? 300 yards. Offense suddenly has a pulse. Zach Wilson.
I'll give it.
The most unlikable player in the league, not named Tom Brady. Both of their names end with Wilson. Russ and Zach Wilson.
There's a third. There's a third, but you just haven't had to think about him for 2 years. He's coming back. It's pretty unlikable.
That's different. That's a completely different circumstance.
It's going to be interesting seeing White going to Minnesota this week. See how he does.
That's the thing, because the Bears defense is atrocious, which is so weird to see with the Bears.
Yeah.
But he did pick him apart, and he did, as Soleil said, make the easy look easy, which is throw it to Garrett Wilson, and he can do things.
Alva always has great quotes, and that's one of them.
He does. He's like a slogan guy, I feel like.
He really
just
is.
a grind, nose to the grindstone.
Yeah.
Play till the whistle blows.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
What do you have, Detroit? What do you have? You had something you said.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I saw this the other day. ESPN came out with this top 25 players under the age of 25.
I saw that. I forgot to share that.
Yeah. So I want to give you these 4 names, and I want you guys to rank them.
Oh, boy.
And it's quarterbacks.
Oh, boy.
Because these 4 were on the list. Joe Burrow doesn't qualify because he turns 26 here in a couple of weeks, which is surprising. I didn't realize he was that old already.
Yeah, he was an older guy.
But between Hurts, Tua, Herbert, and Fields, how would you guys rank them?
Hurts.
I'm not talking fantasy. I'm talking quarterbacks that you would want leading your team.
Hurts, Tua, Herbert, Fields. Well, Fields is last in that group. Hurts, Tua, Herbert. Tua will be second to last.
That's tough.
Fields, or I'm not. Hurts and Herbert is now a conversation.
Yeah. Yeah, you have the same one as me so far.
Hurts has that X factor, man. He's just a freaking leader. Like, guys rally around him. And I thought Herbert had that too, but they haven't made the playoffs yet. They keep blowing these games. I don't know. There's a serious debate for Hurts right there. I'll go Hurts. I'll go Hurts 1. Herbert.
That's what I did. Hurts, Herbert.
Now, if they lose in the first game of the playoffs this year, then that's going to change. But right now,
I wish Fields was here because he would have probably put 2-1.
Tua is not ahead of those two. I don't care. If they go on a playoff run, then maybe I'll start believing.
But I'm completely stumped. I'm completely stumped.
Fields
almost all well.
But the other
Fields had, but I mean, are we factoring in situation? It's so tough. Are we factoring in circumstance, or are we saying this player's raw talent?
If you were starting a team, what you've seen.
Okay. If I'm starting a team, okay. If I'm starting a team, yeah, Herbert won. Herbert Hurts to Fields.
I do think if Hurts, you have to have a certain scheme. You have to have a certain coach, certain everything.
Yes.
Tua, kind of the same way from what we've already seen with Mike McDaniel. He's really good for that offense. Herbert, you could put in the offense.
But
that's why he ended up at 1.
Yeah.
Out of those 4, Herbert came in with the best situation, and I think Hurts kind of. Well, I guess Fields came in the worst. But if we're comparing the two, I think Hurts definitely came in the worst position originally when he started. I don't think his situation was as good as Herbert.
Yeah, because I mean,
I agree.
So he had to have a
right. Then it ended up being the best. Yeah,
I guess
being the best situation
for him. Same thing for Herbert. His coach got fired first year.
That's true.
I don't like Herbert from a leader standpoint.
Yeah, from
a leader. I don't see people getting up. I don't see people getting up for him. I don't see people rallying behind him. The talent is there, and the intangibles. I don't see it, and I mean they've had some heartbreaking losses. That I hate to put it all on the quarterback. I don't do that, but you would think a quarterback wouldn't have ended the season the way a great quarterback wouldn't have ended the season the way he ended the season last year. That was, if you think back, that was pretty insane the way that their season ended.
Yeah, I mean he's made some mistakes, but I still blame a lot of that on his coaching.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I do. I mean, it's not all on him. Obviously, it's not even a lot on him. Right? He does dazzle you with the occasional freaking unbelievable throw. I like that little topic. I like when I get stumped. Doesn't happen often. But
Stump the host.
Really?
That was tough. I wrote the 4 names down. That's why I didn't hear your caveat with if you're starting a team. I was writing them down and I just stared at it.
So did you? I didn't pay attention to it. Did you come up with the same list as me and Jeremy?
Look at me and Detroit's listening skills back and forth. I admit I didn't listen to him. He comes back with I didn't listen to you, and off we go.
This is why this was the greatest rivalry in the KDFL.
It is
where the Melbourne Mega Powers fell 214-187.
Woo! I went Herbert, Hurts, Tua, Fields. But Tua's mad. I can't tell what he is because he's got the freaking most amazing offense right now. I don't even know what he is now.
Yeah,
I can't tell. He could be incredible. He could be bad. I don't know.
It is a fun relationship though when you hear the sound bites and stuff.
The clips. Oh, I was going to hit on that. The clips keep coming out. Yeah, I looked at your high school tape.
Yeah, that one.
Loyal listener Keith sent me that one today, and he was like, "I can't get enough of these." He said the high school. He's like, "Your form was awful.
It was trash." Just
trash. What else we got? Jeremy, you got anything NFL wise?
No, just the Bengals got the big road win in Tennessee. I really did not see that coming. Whoa!
I didn't have that.
Oh, we got a guess.
I didn't have that.
I just like to
Does that say? Oh, what I think it
yes. 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 That's what the people wanted to see. Where's Kinsley?
Oh, classic.
She said it so stone-faced and walked away.
Yeah, she didn't like. There was no comedy there. That was.
I need to get this point made.
It was her team took down your. She took that. Her team took down your Falcons, Brett, this week. So.
She's a commander.
Yeah, she's a Commanders fan.
Commanders.
Commanders.
Take command. Okay, I have an interesting. I'm going to speak this into existence. Give me your percent chance that Lamar stays in Baltimore long term. I don't know about next year because they can't franchise him, but that'll be a nasty mess. Give me your percent chance.
I think
let's say 5 more years or whatever. I'll
go 80%.
I was going to say 75. It's hard to find franchise quarterbacks.
Yeah, it's too hard. They won't. They won't let him go.
Yeah. I'm at 50.1%.
50 points.
You're like Shark Tank. I want to keep my company, so I want 50.
Right, exactly. Because I feel like you would do that by now if you were completely sold on him. He does the thing after the game where he tweets that dude, like all of us, like if one of us lost the game of Madden, that's what we tweet at somebody. Just fires it off. Which we know I've made my feelings clear on Lamar. Like I am worried that not for fantasy sake, he's going to be phenomenal for fantasy for as long as he plays, but that the Falcons will get him, and he'll just be the one that lights up regular season bad defenses and gets in the postseason and gets beat. But we'll see. We have our first chance to clinch a division this weekend. The Vikings can clinch with a win and a Lions loss. I believe that's the only. You're right.
Who would have saw the Vikings?
Packers don't factor into this.
The first chance to clinch a division in 2022, and the Packers don't even matter. It's the Lions that matter.
Right.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I saw that and I was like, wow.
I never thought that would happen. I mean, I thought the Vikings would be okay.
Yeah, I just didn't think the Packers
would making the playoffs. Yeah,
I thought the Packers would fall down some, but I expected them to be like 500 right now, or a game over 500. Not terrible.
I don't have a lot else. Darnold looks more competent. That was the funniest touchdown run I've ever seen from a quarterback where he rolled in.
I don't even think I saw it.
I did not see it.
He fumbles, gets it. It pisses me off every time because I think I don't understand why you can fumble forward except towards the end.
Oh,
I get the logic of it because you would just do it to keep going. But
I don't think you should never be able to fumble.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
Yeah.
Can I talk about Derrick Henry screwing me with the fumble?
Oh, yeah.
I had the Derrick Henry first touchdown bet, $15 to win 75. And he takes off, and I'm looking at it as I'm keeping the score of a Little League game. I got red zone on right there. And I see him running down the field with like nobody near him, and he's a freaking freight train going down the middle. So I'm like, all right, sweet. I'm already cashing it in my head. And then somebody pokes the ball out. And I'm like, all right, well, please, at least the defense recover or something so that it doesn't count.
Not a touchdown, yeah.
Nope. Somebody else. Traylon Burks recovers it in the end zone.
So who gets the yards? I can't ever remember this. Who gets the yards in fantasy for that?
I guess
Does Burks get all of it?
I think Henry gets the yards to the 2-yard line where he fumbled, and then Burks probably gets like a 2-yard run.
Does he get minus points for losing the fumble even though his team recovered?
No.
Ooh. I don't think so.
Yeah, if it has to go to the other team.
Okay.
Yeah, we brought that before, I think, because when somebody on like a Monday Night Football late game, we needed the points. We were like, "How's that work? Who gets those?"
Yeah. Another thing, Cliff. Do you think he'll be back in Arizona in 2023? I know his contract. He's recently extended, right? Did you?
What
do you think?
Chargers
He doesn't have that
season with
team.
win in Arizona. Also, no chance Cliff survives. That's what I wrote down.
No way.
I don't think he's back.
No way.
Shout out, Mike. He never had his car. Like I don't think he's ever had this team.
He didn't, and I hope he's back. I hope to God he's back. I love it.
Right.
They're never a threat.
Schematically,
Cliff was running that.
Schematically,
franchise. They did just re-sign them. Didn't they just re-sign them last year?
Yes, that's what I was saying. Yeah, they both got the extensions.
Both. Neither of them should have got one. They both got one.
Kyler, I don't even think he meant it as a dig. He's just being brutally honest, and it just came out, and that's just what it is. And the Rams, the biggest Super Bowl. I know Super Bowl hangovers are typically for the losing team, but this is going to be the worst Super Bowl result ever, right?
Keep on losing.
Yeah,
keep on losing.
God, if only they would have lost last year. And then the franchise just goes down the drain, but they still have.
They almost lost that Super Bowl too.
They should have lost the game before.
Well, yeah, that's true. They could have lost the Tampa game too.
Ugh.
But yeah, the Bengals had a similar route too. Though. That's not.
That's true.
Like they were pulling out miracle after miracle every round. That's all I got, boys. Anything else from the NFL?
No, just the Broncos giving the Seahawks a top 5 pick is really pissing me off.
Isn't that crazy? That all these traded picks, the Broncos and the Rams. Yikes.
Yeah.
Texans got 2 top 10.
Yeah.
Shout out draft day. I have a source that says Russell Wilson's birthday party was about 50% attended from the Broncos. That's a real source. So shout out draft day. I want my picks back.
Yelled at, but that guy's my favorite thing of the whole season. And then he talked about it after the game, and I don't know if y'all watched it. It looked like Russell. It looked like he was like nervous talking about it. Like if I say something bad, he'll kill me. He was like
lied through his teeth about it. I feel like
he's really disliked. That's just come on here in the last year or two, right?
Yeah.
Like dude, I know, like Jeremy a Niners fan. But
I think it's because they were winning.
But he had that reputation that everybody loved him.
Yeah.
And now it's like everybody thinks he's corny and can't stand him.
Dude, you're a level of hated when you get mocked for your call to God in the middle of the field.
Yeah.
You get sacked and somebody does the.
Well, it's like Tebow doing the kneel back in the day.
Would they sack him and kneel like that?
Oh, yeah.
I was going to call that out. Would they? I don't remember.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they did.
Yeah, I remember a few guys doing
Okay.
it. I think a Cowboy did it to
That's
him.
pretty savage. That's pretty
Trying to
savage.
run that back in my head.
All right, boys. Last week, Detroit. I imagine you're just a happy guy right now. Michigan won. I mean, the Lions are looking better. Do you have anything that's upsetting you this week?
No, not at all.
There's no gears to grind when Michigan beats Ohio
There's no
State.
gears of grind. Everybody participates in what we're going to do next. I'm just a happy feller.
Happy feller.
My gear to grind is Detroit. My gear to grind is Detroit's happiness right now. He's
Yeah,
knocked me out.
it's
of
really
the
starting to
postseason.
piss me off, dude.
I didn't. I knew I didn't have a shot at like doing anything, but to make it at 7-7, get back home to my 500 land would have been awesome. And there was a path, and then I just crapped the bed. So, transition now to the KDFL. Last week, very popular show. We unveiled our 12 new logos and the new league logo. So, we asked for feedback from anybody and everybody that was interested. People came from far and wide to participate. How many total submissions?
We have 27.
27. That's exciting.
27.
A lot of kids, a lot of wives, a lot of people I don't even know.
There was, I think I sent in 3 or
Parents.
4 from my Madden league, and they didn't
Yeah,
know which
you
team
did.
I was. They don't even.
Those
know.
are my favorite ones. The
they
ones
have
that
no
don't know.
idea
I
of
sent
anybody.
one from Detroit. Yeah, I sent one to Detroit last night of a guy that didn't know who was who. And those are my favorite ones.
Yes. So we're going to do a reveal here. I'm going to go for obviously the first. Since we had 27 and all of us that are in the league that voted couldn't vote for your own team. So what I did was I totaled all the points and I divided by 26, not 27, because you only got votes on 26 of each thing. So then I divided that and they gave you like an average. So obviously the lower the better. So here we go.
We started at 12, right? Last.
All right, we're starting with 12.
I'm so nervous right now with Detroit running the show here.
Why? Why isn't?
I'm happy.
And I don't know these, Brett. You don't know these either, do you?
No, that's why I'm like we're fine. As
Oh boy!
Oh boy! I got to do something. Well, I'll just say the name. Brett, I'm going to send you a thing here. So number 12 is the St. Albans Sinners.
No.
He ends up 12 again.
Does that make you mad?
No.
I think it's just because people probably don't get. Well, you've got comments, don't you?
Yeah, we got comments. Now, the most popular place / ranking that people gave him was 11th. And he had 10 people that voted him 11th. And
Detroit with the numbers, dude.
Yeah.
I apologize.
I like that. Yeah,
I apologize.
His average rating was 9.85.
That's not good.
And that's not good at all.
Not great.
And some of these comments were pretty good. No particular order. One that I loved was, God doesn't like sinners, and they look like they are drunk teenagers in the 80s.
Yes, they do.
Look, this wasn't her. This wasn't her, but I know my mom ranked them 12, and I know that is exactly why. I guarantee it is exactly. This is the woman. This is the woman with the See in Heaven license plate when we lived in West Virginia. Okay, she saw that and she said, not happening. So let's see. Look at this. 2 fellas because it's plural. I don't know. That's another comment. We're gonna do a thing where we toss it back and forth with the comments.
Okay, my bad.
I don't know.
You're good.
If there were now, this person, he made comments, but he said his kids did the comments. So if there were 100, this one would be 100. more like the sus Albans Sinners. A lot was said about this one. Nothing good other than the red, white, and blue.
The good old red, white, and blue.
That's what I read. That's what I read when I reacted like that.
That's my favorite thing is Brett is seeing the comments in like real time.
Because I was like, oh, brutal. All right. Let's let him off. Let's let him off the hook. Let's do the next one.
All right, the next one? Okay. So the next one is, and I hate to say it, Jeremy, it's your evil empire.
No.
Yep.
I told y'all last week.
Your rating was 7.38.
Jeez. It's a high rating to be 11.
Well, I mean, you'll see. Your average was 9th and I believe it was 12th. You had 4 each for that. Some of the comments, someone said the mountain one sucks.
They didn't see the E's. They didn't see the E's. That person didn't see the E's.
Well, yeah, remember, a lot of these were kids.
Oh, no. I told y'all last week. I thought it was the worst one.
Yeah.
Does the evil one with pyramids mean Illuminati? Yes, it does. It 100% does. You should see this man's results.
Here's
It's
a good
100%
one.
what it is.
Here's a good one, and I'll even tell you who said this one. Reed, love the pyramid look. So there you go.
Looky there.
Reminds him of his.
It's
reminds
like
him of
the
his
one
childhood.
person I thought was going to trash on me. He's the only positive one I got.
I believe you did get. Yeah, she got 1 first place vote. So
that counts for something, right?
Who was that? Who I think it was?
I think that came from. Did that come from my Madden League?
It came from. Let's see.
Maybe.
I
know when somebody in my Madden League had me dead last.
No, it was Tim Kaine.
Yeah, that's the one I got that didn't know. He went first. The Steel women are very big fans of the Evil Empire logo. I think the wife went second, and my mom went fifth, I believe.
I don't mind it. I just think that with everybody else, like I said last week, everybody else kind of has a mascot. I don't really have.
Yeah,
maybe we'll have an evil alternate.
There are $15 burning a hole in Jeremy's pocket right now. He's just letting this lady get a break so she could just chill out for a minute.
So bad he can't stand it.
Yeah, they're about to go halfsies.
Yeah, for sure.
About to go halfsies on 2 logos.
All right.
The
next one is, and this one's going to be upset. I know this guy is the Zen Master.
Once you said that, I was like, this is going to be the Zen Master.
Yes, the Zen Masters. Their most popular pick was 11th. They had 6 votes there. He did get 2 first place votes. Some of the comments, what the crap is going on? A guy in a basic uniform with no number, color scheme was bad, and why is he doing yoga or whatever in Hawaii? It doesn't make any sense.
Only they knew.
Yeah.
Did someone Google Bitmoji yoga?
Yes. This one is stupid. It's football. What's Zen about football?
I think to get it, to not know him, to not, you have to know him to get this. But it's like the Zen football player. There's too many different colors in their background, makes it too busy.
That's what makes it.
Well, that's the area.
Yeah, I love the back. Yeah, I feel like that one is one you have to know to understand.
If you don't know him, then it's weird.
Yeah, it's I don't know. Me personally, I wish there was like the uniform had a number or something on it.
Yeah, it does need something. I agree.
It's a little plain there, but
he had talked about putting his like cartoon head on it, and I said, you do that, you take the helmet off, put the cartoon head on the football body, and eye black under your eyes, it'd be fire then. And with a number.
$15.
Yeah.
I'm up to 45.
$15. There's gonna be so many. We need to make it 20, and then 5 goes into the pot or something like that. Just keep on taxing these people because I'll probably be the biggest spender, and I love mine right now. But I'll create 15 alternates.
Oh my god! All right, next one we have. This one kind of surprised me. The Gamblers.
I know what got this one. We'll see if it's reflected in the comments. I know what got it.
Some of the comments were, don't like it. His skin color is sour cream white instead of tan or peach or something. Looks like a serial killer.
Yep.
I didn't even think
The
about
fact that this person has no skin color compared to the other logos throws me off. Love the concept, though.
I
That's
never
exactly
even
what
thought about that.
Brittany
That-
said.
That never
Yeah.
even processed for me.
Here's another comment, and this might have been me. Was initially one of my favorites until a couple people pointed out the man has no skin color, and now I can't unsee it. Love
I
the
also
rest of
can't unsee it.
it.
Okay, this is interesting to me. Why is the right eye gray? I didn't notice that.
Yeah, I didn't either. I didn't catch that
Is
either.
that
Okay, I'm
real?
gonna have to make that big on the stream. It's kind of
And there's so many dumb emojis in the podcast thread of me, and I'm trying to get it. That's hilarious. Yeah, the gamers came in lower than I thought.
Yeah, they had 2 first place votes and 2 second place votes, but those he racked up some 8th, 9th, and 10th, and like I said, 10th he had 6 votes there, so
Yeah.
that brought him down.
mm-hmm.
All right. Next up is the Melbourne Mega Power.
That's a surprise. That's the first one.
Oh, this
that's the
far
first
down?
one I've got wrong in my head because I've kind of predicted these to myself each time. That's the first one I got wrong.
Yeah, Brett, you were kind of steady everywhere. You had 3 first place votes. Your most common was 8. You had 5 people there that voted you there. Some of them were like color scheme.
Did you call it a scarf?
Yeah, I did. Calm down.
It's
Calm
not.
down.
It's not a scarf.
It's what it looks like to me.
A scarf.
Color scheme is on point. Not a fan.
That'll be
of the scarf.
$15, Brett, to get that scarf fixed.
I got a scarf.
Now I'm upset. I put the names of who said what now.
No.
Brett's starting the list right now.
Here's my favorite one.
I hate
Mike,
you.
take names.
Misspelled Mega Powers and looks like John Cena and Hulk Hogan had a baby.
I do like that. Put a shirt on already. Note, my kids don't know who Hulk Hogan was. This is similar to Matt's situation where you have to know him. If you don't know what this is in reference to,
Yeah.
you're not gonna love this.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, your buddy Keith S doesn't. Did you read his?
Oh,
Yeah, he
no.
didn't. I learned last night that he did not know
Oh.
what it was because Tim Kaine said there's not a lot of original names. He said I only think a couple are not original. I said, well, in fairness, I stole mine directly from a tag team in the mid '80s. So
yeah. Now this one was pretty funny. I asked this person; she gave me her favorite and worst, and this was her comment. This was her favorite, but I think it's because it's the same colors as the Soviet Union.
Beautiful.
So-
This one would have been ranked higher, but Brett wouldn't trade me Rashad White. He's mid. So
Yes.
there you go. That's not fair.
Who said that?
Gamblers.
Yeah, I know. All right.
All right.
So we're moving on to 7th. And in 7th is the Roxalana Renegades.
What?
Yeah.
What is happening?
That's surprising.
Guys, remember,
He's-
don't get upset. It's
I know we had kids doing it, but I thought mine was the main one that would appeal to kids.
we had plenty of kids, parents, wives. So
I thought
anyway,
that was my plus. I thought that was my demo.
the Renegades most common place was 6. They had 6 people vote them there. No first place votes. Had 3 second picks or second place, whatever. Some of the comments feels like a classic logo. Nothing wrong with it. Nothing sticks out either.
That's probably, and I think it's the safest one out of all the logos.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
was like the
I would agree.
safest look.
2 blank and blue.
Yeah.
It's
Um,
blue, but I like that.
I love the Lions colors, even though there's a star in the logo. Maybe it's really a Cowboys colors now that I think of it.
Yeah, and then a damn copy of a real team. It's I can let you guess what kind of owner in the KDFL spit that
Might
one
be-
out.
Might be a little cliche. Oh, I'm sorry. Might be a little cliche with the Cowboys gimmick, but it is pretty badass. See, so there's some other people that thought it was a little cowboyish.
That one's surprising. We've gone off the rails now in my own brain.
Really?
Yeah.
So,
and also shout out to me for not spending 5 minutes defending and reiterating my logo. Proud of myself. It's called growth.
That was
All
a lot
right,
of growth.
next up.
There.
all right, so we got the second half. Now we're going to go to the top half of the teams that are left. And number 6 is the Wampus Cats.
What?
What's happened.
Hey, guys, I'm just telling you.
Shocking.
All right.
I'm going to need Detroit. I'm going to need Detroit to release the emails. So
this is surprising now.
Okay.
Yeah, it is.
He had 2 first. This is a little surprising. He had 2 first, and his most common was second place, actually, 5. But what hurt him is he's kind of, 9th, he had 3rd, 10th, 2, 11, 2. 6, he had 4 votes. Some of the comments were Wampus Cat, Wildcat, Bobcat. Aren't they all the same? Too basic, but the blue and green go nice together.
I think the basic is what makes that.
Oh, my bad, Detroit.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. My bad. Yeah. It is a bunch of what is a Wampus Cat. But that's the draw to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. Where did I have? I had it at like 4th or 5th, or 3rd or 4th, I think.
One of my favorite team names.
I had him first on mine.
But sadly, I dislike the color scheme the most of any logo. Light blue and green is a weird combo.
I'm going back a couple picks, but I'm scrolling through my messages I sent to Detroit just because I'm trying to remember where I put people. My wife, Krista, had the Mega Powers number 1.
Ooh.
I think this is a scheme because I know a lot of people had the Mega Powers number 1.
And she had the Zen Masters dead last.
3, Brett.
She's trying to split up Florida.
And yes, okay, Reed, I see it's an ascot. Sorry. It still looks
It's not an ascot. It's just a bandana around his neck.
It's stupid.
I didn't even ask for that.
Didn't ask Scott for that.
All right, so now we're down to the top 5. This one kind of surprised me a little bit. I didn't see this one coming. And that is the Kanawha County Kings.
Oh, this is absurd.
Kanawha County Kings, they had 1 first place vote. Most common was 3rd. They had 5. They had 3 10th place votes. Some of the comments on here were comments. Eyes are cool, but that's about it to me. This logo looks the most basic and has a 90s video game feel to it.
Tim is lucky this one isn't last with the organization history. It's not lost on me that this logo is a crusty old white man. As I read it, I really got it. I didn't get it at first. I thought he just maybe lost a lot. But then as I read it, I realized I have to keep reading now, and that's what it is.
He couldn't
stop. That was a good one.
He couldn't stop. He had to keep going. It was a train wreck.
As soon as I stopped, I said, oh.
Whoops.
Reminds me of a character from Golden Axe or Gauntlet, rather regal.
Yep.
I love Eric's kid influence on his rankings. I liked everything about this, but the eyes look like possessed by who's Vecna from Stranger Things. I've never seen Stranger Things.
My kid will like that comment.
It looks like a World of Warcraft logo. I'm just gonna get it out there. It looks like the cartoons on World of Warcraft.
That's the most surprising one for me because that started the surprise. I thought that one would have been 8th.
Yeah,
I thought each one moved up some. I like it, but I just expected to be.
I voted them. Sorry, but I had them 10.
I had it pretty low in
mine. Mike says, "Were Brett's red ascot and Detroit's red glove spot from the same place?" People are asking.
Nice.
Oh, okay. Now, number 4 is the Dogtown Dobermans. This one started out hot when I was doing the rankings when people were turning them in. Come on, hit there. The Dobermans, their most common place was 1st and 4th. They had 4 first place votes and 4 fourth place votes. Some of the comments were, looks badass and ready to fight.
I have this comment that the ball needs to be a different color.
I thought about that after. I didn't think about it whenever I submitted everything.
I told her that edit came second.
I didn't think about it. And then it's like when I put them out last week and I looked at it, I was like, that ball probably should be regular brown color.
Right, that's what you said, yeah. I said the background changed first, and that's what happened.
Yeah. Originally, the background was dark. It was like black. And then we edited the background and didn't edit the ball.
This one says I can't. Yeah. I can't explain it, but it's way better that Dogtown is large instead of the Dobermans.
I would agree.
Yeah.
I would agree.
And
there's a lot of, I didn't read these when I read the one I have on my phone, but there's a lot of these, the ball seems to be.
Yeah. It was the
dog,
ball.
but nobody plays with a green football.
Yeah, I love the ball.
Ironic.
The fact that it's green. I didn't catch it at the time.
All right, so we're down to our top 3.
Top 3.
Now,
not too surprised by the top 3.
What I can say about this is the scoring. First place had 127. Second place had 128. The third had 129.
Wow.
So they were that close. And coming in third is your Elkview River Rats.
Oh, River Rat.
Ridiculous. No, I had it as one. I had it as one.
Yeah, some of these were pretty cool. Someone said, "Why do the Rats and Mega Powers look like they're ready for a wrestling match?"
They are. Also, I will let y'all in. Lisa Still ranked the River Rats 11th because she is loyal to the hometown, and she thought that was an infringement on Dunbar. So,
you did explain to her why I'm the River Rats.
Yes,
right? Okay.
Yes. She thought Dunbar has the River Rats.
Another one is this one could be slapped right on a minor league baseball team cap, and those are some of the best logos you'll ever find.
Yep. I said it during the podcast. I said during the podcast, this logo makes me the happiest besides my own. When I see it, makes me laugh. It is just such a great fantasy football team logo. All right. Yes. So I love it. Dumbo vibes is hilarious. I see that comment.
I like Mike's comment. Almost put this one, a rat making a fashion statement with red gloves makes you take notice.
When I wanted to make everybody have logos, like what I had in mind for what it would all look like, this is the logo that I was expecting.
Bam.
Like
bam. Exactly.
This is what I pictured, is this logo.
Exactly. That's the perfect way to put it.
Yeah, I'm happy how it turned out.
Yep.
My most common place was 3rd and 5th. I had 5 each. I had 3 first place, 4 second, and 2 fours. By the way, I forgot to mention on the Dobermans, they were the only team that got a vote in every position, every place.
All 12?
Oh, that's pretty cool.
All 12.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. That's so random.
Yeah.
Out of 27 people, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's
all right. So we're down to the top 2. Who do you guys think's going to be number 1?
The best these 2 were the worst, or 2 of the worst initial edits that I had to make because Phil had the Jolly Lumberjack. I would love to know where the Jolly Lumberjack would have been placed. And then Mike had the jockey riding the horse instead of a cowboy.
Oh,
I love it.
You guys got any predictions?
I'm going to say the Midnight Riders is. Well, I mean, it's so close, like it could go either way, but I got the Midnight Riders.
I think Wake Forest will be 1.
Okay. Well, I will tell you this before I send you the comments and all that. This one was weird. They had the most first place votes. They had 6, but they also got 6 7th place votes. They didn't get any last place, which makes sense. And that is the Marmette Midnight Riders.
Some of number 2?
Yeah, they're number 2.
Okay. Okay.
Number 2, sorry.
Wasn't as clear as you thought.
Some of these were these are pretty good. Except for the Swiss cheese moon, this one is perfect.
That was mine. That was my only knock on it. Was the moon looks like cheese.
Shout out
Yeah,
again
I
to the
think-
Jolly Lumberjack.
Yeah.
The cookie logo.
That's what it could have been.
God, what might have been. Now I will say this was
It'll
this
always be
was this was Mike Steele's Pops' favorite.
Yeah.
Classic and Regal, man.
Let's see. Who did Mike? Let's see. Phil voted him first. Kinsley first. Bustin, Nick, and Mike Steele.
There is the Mike's original girly
Oh my
jockey.
God.
Oh. Yeah, that's crazy.
It's just not good technique. That's dangerous.
I was like, what is this?
When you sent me Kinsley's, I was like, oh, of course she picked Mike to be first.
And then I had to confirm it with her. I said, do you know which one Mike is? She said, yeah, Marmette. I was like, oh.
I love loyal
may have been
listener
some
Keith's.
bias.
Loyal listener Keith's. Loyal listener Keith's breakdown is like he's breaking down a football team. I love it. Moon background was a risky ad that paid off.
That's what I thought.
We went for it. We got it.
I even double
No,
confirmed it with
I
Mike.
love the moon. I
know-
love
do
the
too,
moon, but it does remind me. I thought it was cheese at first
I had
when
to
you
double
first said it.
confirm it with Mike. I was like, so you like the moon? We're good with the moon. But I love
It's
it.
perfect, but I did think of cheese at first.
I put in mind, I wish the moon was white or something. I don't know. The yellow kind of throws me off. But I
Right.
still,
You're saying the same thing, kind of.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I still voted. I voted him third. So, I mean, I still had him high.
I don't know where.
It's
I
funny that the two that ended up in the top are the two that have like the circle, like that
Yeah.
badge thing that I
Yeah.
mentioned last week.
Yeah. Caitlin will kill me if I don't say this. She put too basic, would have been put it lower, but I thought it said Midnight Rain, which is Taylor Swift's new album. Sorry.
I had
that.
You wanted to say that, didn't you, Detroit? Shout out.
Exactly.
I had him fourth, I believe, in mine. All right. No, let's talk about the winner. He was going to be upset. Remember when we released that this was an opinion thing? He said it's a crime if I'm not one of the top.
He don't
Yeah, he
deserve
did.
this.
He don't.
Does not deserve it.
Can't even do the podcast.
He had me
Yeah.
fill in for him, and I'm 11th, and he's first.
Yeah.
So his most common, he had 4 for third, fourth, and seventh. He had 3 first place votes. Some of the comments were, "Dude, look like a little soft to be a lumberjack." I think it's the matchy hat and blouse. That was pretty much the only bad one, I think.
Damn it. Screw you, Phil. But that looks like my kind of people. Great guy and the axe.
I like the logo. That's it. That's the analysts.
Yeah.
Love the logo and colors.
I'm
Yeah.
good with how this ended up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine.
I like it.
So
Other than I'm 11th, but I did say I was probably going to be.
are there-
Shout out Raiders Myers in the chat. Mega Powers should have been first. I don't know who that is. Could be a spawn of Matt Smith. Could not be. We don't know.
okay, let me ask
Shout
you guys
out.
this. Which one surprises you the most on here?
Okay, I'm gonna back myself out of it again because that definitely is the
Well,
one.
yeah,
that surprises me. I would say Renegades being so low surprises me
It
I think
does, but
a lot.
the
But then
King
it
is the
doesn't
biggest
when I
surprise
see
to
why
me.
they said it. The King being that high.
The Kings being high kind of surprised me.
I thought the Kings would be down there in the bottom 4 with
He's
me, and
nasty.
yeah.
I knew I would be low. I knew the Sinners would be low, and I thought the Kings would be low, and I knew that Zen Masters would be low because people won't get it. Gamblers being that low is kind of a surprise, but I never even thought about the face.
Yeah, well, once somebody pointed that out, I was like, oh my gosh, it does look weird now. But it's cool. I do like the concept of it.
Oh yeah. I mean, I obviously I love the concept of it.
I mean, I love all these. I love them all.
Yeah, that's the thing too. All right, boys, are we ready?
I think so.
All right, let's get into it. Let
Oh,
me get
did you read the comments?
I
Mega
did. I
Powers
read
should
it
have
out.
been first.
I read it out loud, right in your ear, just 20 seconds ago.
I wasn't
Couple
paying
minutes
attention.
ago, I mean, it's been
I was giving Keegan another shout out. How's that?
Yeah, there we go. Woo. All right, let's look at it as we head into week 13. Let's look at the picks from last week. The captain went perfect, 6-0. He is 3 games back from Detroit, who went 5-1. I am now 4 games back at I'm 5 games back because I went 4-2, and Jerry went 3-3. So a little tougher week to predict. I did not predict the Mega Powers to stall like they did, but we did, and we got what we deserved. First up this week. Oh, Jam, you were gonna let me do it. You were gonna let me do it, but you have it on the screen, so it's good. This is our loyal commish has done our first week with the playoff implications. It is getting down to the nitty gritty as Angry Matt throws a trash emoji in the KDFL Discord.
I'm not in the Discord. I can't. If there's anybody I thought would take it well, it'd be him.
Yeah,
I know. I'm surprised. I wanted to see the Lumberjacks be near the bottom. Surprisingly, just to see Phil, because after he said
yeah,
that,
that would have been.
Hey Matt, if you want, I'll send you who voted what for you, and then you can harass.
Oh God!
and Matt, if you want, you can send me $15.
Brett, I think I should go. I think I should go first, Denise, so he can do the graphic thing.
Graphics already up.
Okay.
Okay.
What is that? What's the impact on who does it?
No, I just.
Oh, you meant talking about the game. Okay,
Yeah.
I thought you meant calling out the games.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, what's the logic behind this? Okay, no, sure, Detroit, you go first. Yeah, that's fine.
All right. So
We'll do it
first,
anyway.
we got.
Oh, you're gonna do that? See, you're confusing the crap out of me because now you're doing the game announcing.
I'm confused.
Okay, go
Yeah,
for it.
I'm gonna announce the game. I'm gonna kick it to you.
Okay, my bad.
I'm already 8th in the thing I care the most about. Let me have
You
this.
kicking it to him?
You're not.
All right.
I'm the last getting
Tag
kicked.
on it.
Oh, you're second.
No, you're second. I'm third.
Last week I got kicked first.
We always save the best for last for this. All right. Lumberjacks at 4-8 travel to the Kings at 2-10. We're getting the non-playoff implication game out of the way. Detroit, take it away.
Yes, going into this game, the Lumberjacks are a 30-point underdog. Little note, the Lumberjacks have only scored over 200 points in one of their last 7 games. They're averaging 171 points in that span. The Kings, they're only 2-10, but they're still a 30-point favorite, so that goes to show you how bad Phil's team has been.
The Philadelphia line is alive and well again.
Yes, it's dropping too.
Well.
Yeah, it's dropping.
I'm surprised Josh Jacobs is the number 2 fantasy running back. I didn't realize that.
He scored 100 points this week.
This is
50
true.
points will do that.
So, and he's got Chubb going against the Texans, who are last against the run. So I'm going to take the Kings this week.
Look at that. That was a good find by you right there.
Thank you.
The Kings pretty much clinched the worst record, which is good for us.
Wait. Jeremy, I messed up.
Was it wrong? Was it wrong? Was it wrong?
I read notes from the second game. But anyways, go ahead. I still take the Kings.
I'm so proud of you. Oh,
Of course, I would screw it up.
oh. Is Josh Jacobs even involved in that game?
Yes,
Okay.
he is.
All right, that's good at least.
He is a king.
That's good at least.
Yes.
All right. The Kings have pretty much clinched the worst record, which is good for Bustin, though they are projected a win here, which would actually be good for his draft plans as he owns Phil's pick. So the Kings will come out guns a-blazing to take out the Lumberjacks.
They haven't clinched the worst record.
I said pretty much.
Right.
There's 2 games left.
No, because
Two
look.
games.
But what? Okay. All right. Well, watch what I'm gonna watch how I work here. The captains pick the Kings. I have here Pickett gets a very easy Atlanta. So we talked about the tough start to his career, and it's easing up now. So we need to see him take some steps forward. And as far as Lumberjacks goes, not a ton to say there. If the Falcons lose, he probably loses Mariota. And we kind of pulled strategy. Oh, we replaced it. He did have James Robinson and Michael Carter in. The double Jets running back strategy was one I wanted to see play out. He subbed him out for Amir Abdullah. It's not going to matter. It is the Kings. Consensus pick. All right. Next up, we have our first postseason possible impact, as it is the 4-8 Mega Powers traveling to Roxalana to take on the 6-6 Renegades.
Yes, the Mega Powers finally get back Brett's idol, Deshaun Watson, this week.
Okay, my God.
And the Roxalana Renegades are now number 7 in the KDFL. They're on the outside looking in for the playoffs. Luckily for them, they have Nick Chubb going against the Texans, who are last against the run. So I'm taking the Renegades.
The Renegades. I'm going to always say that now, just like Raiders. The Renegades cannot afford to slip up here as they are currently on the outside looking in, as Detroit just said. The Mega Powers get back Watson. The Dolphins studs for the Renegades have to face the number one defense in the NFL. I don't think any of that's going to matter. The Mega Powers do not have enough to keep up. Renegades will win it, but I do think it'll be a little bit close. The projection is 46. I think it'll be within 20.
The captain has Renegades here. Now, you guys, we're not doing it justice. I'll prefer to look at it like this. For the first time since week 5 of 2020, the Mega Powers will have their 2 stalwart pieces at quarterback, although I do think it's not going to be pretty his first game back in forever. Taylor has a tough matchup with Dallas, but Chubb does get Houston, and Montgomery gets Green Bay. Dak needs a bounce back after a not-so-hot fantasy performance on Thanksgiving. I have in my notes Renegades win, but the Mega Powers do keep it close. I don't think he's going to cruise on this one, so it was odd to hear Jeremy say that as well.
And
all right.
The Renegades can actually be eliminated if they lose and both the Midnight Riders and Sinners win.
Wow.
Yes.
They can get
Nicked. Somebody,
right here.
One of us, please say the implication that is on the screen, please, because I forget to. All right. Next up, we have the Gamblers at 7-5 taking on the River Rats at 4-8. Take it away, Detroit.
Yes, I really need my team to win this just because I own the Gamblers draft pick, and I need them not to make the playoffs. The Gamblers, surprisingly, are third in scoring, but did you know they only have one offensive player that's in the top 10 in fantasy points at his position?
Is this real?
Yes, this is real.
All right. I didn't want to give you credit before I confirmed it. Okay.
But he has 6 players on his defense that are in the top 10 in their position. So I am only a 13-point underdog, and I have no reason to think that I'll win this game, but I'm still going to pick myself.
Well, as the great Mike Green once said at the Dunbar Rec Center draft, defense wins championship.
Elvis
Doomerville. Out for the season. And we all sat there quietly. Anyways, this
what jerks.
I would have never done that now. I would have never done that now. So at the time I was like 22. That was a long time ago.
So I was 35.
Detroit was my age. Anyways, whenever I pulled this up, the projection on this one was a lot closer than I expected it to be. And a loss by the Gamblers could make Week 14 really, really interesting because they have one of the easiest paths to the playoffs right now.
It's me, right?
What?
No, it's not me. Sorry, I thought it was me in Week 14 for him. It's not. Sorry, go on.
No, he plays Renegades again.
Yeah,
because they played twice in the last 3 weeks.
We did it at the beginning of the season. I got thrown off. Go ahead.
All good. Where was I? And whenever I look at the matchups, I don't know if it's possible for me to hate matchups more. It's like everybody in this game has a bad matchup. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But I am taking the Gamblers just based on their championship pedigree and Detroit's ability to not be a championship.
The captain, Rexy, has went Gamblers. Real quick, the Gamblers can clinch a playoff spot with a win and a loss by any of the 3 Renegade Sinners or Midnight Riders. And the River Rats have a 1% chance of making the playoff.
Let it be known.
Looking at this, Brady always struggles against New Orleans. And Derek Carr should be able to throw a little bit against the Chargers. But I think we are finally going to get a decent matchup for Mr. Damian Pierce, who has had horrible matchups forever because his team is always behind. But that Browns run defense is SAWFT soft. So for that reason, I am going with the River Rats to get the upset in this one. So we have our first split game. All right. Next, we have the Zen Masters at, I want to say, 4 wins.
4-8.
Yes, Zen Masters at 4-8, traveling to Marmette to take on the surging 6-6 Midnight Riders. Surging.
Yes, the Midnight Riders are a 40-point favorite. Wondering if Aaron Rodgers is going to play this week because I believe that is his only quarterback right now. I think he has. So he picked up Mike White, didn't he? Yeah, he did.
I believe he has Mike White.
Yeah,
really cornered the Jets QB room.
Yes, yes, he did. So the Zen Masters basically are a Lamar and Trevor show, which is just two quarterbacks. Surprisingly, Trevor is 10th in fantasy points for quarterbacks. He just doesn't have enough right now. So I think the Midnight Riders win this one pretty easily.
Midnight Riders appear to have faced their adversity for the season and now look like a team of destiny. This is their typical move, getting hot late, making a run. He does it seriously, like in every league, fantasy baseball, fantasy football, it does not matter. His team will suck or be average all year, and then the last 5 games he'll get hot and make a run. But they will cruise over the Zen.
All right, and looking at this one, the captain went Midnight Riders. The Midnight Riders can clinch a playoff spot with a win and either or, a Renegade or a Sinner's loss. And the Zen Masters have a 2%, so we're doubling
2%.
our odds. Chance of making
That's
the playoffs.
Double yours.
I have my notes here. The Midnight Riders are back, although Lamar has a tough matchup in Denver, and it's for 2 reasons. The Denver defense is amazing. The Denver offense is so bad that if the Ravens do happen to get up, they won't have to push it because the Denver offense is that atrocious. Nice little note for the Midnight Riders. They currently have wide receiver 2, 3, and 4 on the season. That's pretty random. So I am going with, and I think I already said it, me and the captain both are going with the Midnight Riders. Now, I was talking about a good shot of having the worst record in the league. If Tim can beat the Lumberjacks, the last week of the season is the Kings versus the Zen Masters, and that could be, we could all end up at 4-8. 4-6. No, gotta go at 4-10.
Don't go that way.
My God, 4-10.
Don't match that way.
We could all end up at 4-10 as well. Is why I said that
thought
it's not
Detroit
a lot
doing the
for
best
him.
math on this show tonight.
God, I've had a struggle with it, dude. Oh, I've had a struggle with it. But yeah, that's what I was looking at because me and Detroit play each other in the last week. The Zen Masters and the Kings play each other. So there could be a giant cluster of like 4. I hope so too because I have 2 of the picks. I have Matt's and my first round pick. So I want as many odds in that lottery machine as possible. That's why I did that. When you said that, because I think the Kings could win this week easily, and then it's going to be whatever happens in week 14. All right, next we have the Hurricane Wampus Cats. Wampus Cats at 7-5. Thank you for 7-5, taking on the 6-6, maybe a third 6 Sinners.
12th place logo.
So, Detroit, take it away.
Yes. By the way, I forgot to tell you, the highest vote the Sinners got was 4th place.
I just had it play in my head, the comment, if there were 100, it would be ranked 100.
That might have been the best comment.
Yes. All right. This game is pretty much an even line. The Wampus Cats are favorite.
Yeah.
I do like, for the Wampus Cats, I like Herbert going against the Raiders. The Wampus Cats are only starting 1 quarterback this week. He does have Kenneth Walker going against the Rams, and I think the Rams are just in full tank. No Aaron Donald this week. When you look at the Sinners, Kirk Cousins is going against that Jets defense. I believe they're 5th in the league. He doesn't have Hopkins this week, and Hopkins has been scoring a lot of points since he's came back. I don't like the matchups really for the the Sinners. So I'm going to take the Wampus Cats in a close one.
I feel like you just read everything that I had here.
Right.
Anyways, this is the most important game of the week and in the season for both of these. Sinners are going to be in rough shape if they lose. Wampus Cats can make their first playoff berth with a win. First ever playoff berth for the Boston Wampus Cats. The Sinners, you already said that, starting 2 quarterbacks. I do think Herbert will outscore both Cousins and Tannehill combined. I don't like those matchups. The Wampus Cats will go up big, but the Sinners have Pollard on Sunday Night Football and Evans on Monday Night Football. So it's going to be a stressful couple days, but I do think the Wampus Cats will get enough points to get it done and clinch their first KDFL.
Ooh.
Captain Rexy went Wampus Cats. I have Herbert gets Las Vegas. 31st against opposing quarterbacks. So that's a lovely match for Herbert, and very nice timing to get that matchup when your other QB, your other pillar of your team is on bye. Najee should dominate Atlanta. We'll see if he's fully healthy and gets a full load of work. The Sinners, if they're going to win this game, it has to be a defensive win based on what I'm seeing. They've made some adjustments. The line is now 0.3 in this matchup. Absolutely crazy tight line, about as tight as it gets. But I have the Wampus Cats getting the win. It is a sweep. And then the rebuild that was never built gets built. He ends up in the playoffs for the first time in his 4-year franchise history.
LJ is going to post a picture of all the expert picks with the Wampus Cat logo.
The meme alert. Yeah, because that is crazy. I mean, some of these are obviously very easy to pick. Having one this tight and have it be 4 and it be Kyler's bye makes me wish I picked the Sinners, but
I'm going to work on that next week, by the way, so we can put the logos underneath.
The meme alert, dude.
That'd be sweet to have for
meme alert. Yeah. All right. Now, boys, we got to get a little up for this because this is KDFL history right here. This is KDFL history. This is our by far best records game of the week in the 12+ year history of this league. It is the 10-1 or 11-1. Numbers aren't my thing tonight. Evil Empire taking on the 11-1 Dogtown Dobermans. First seed is on the line, even though it's kind of pointless, but still matters.
Bragging rights.
Take it away, Detroit.
Yes, these two, I would say, have a nice little rivalry with each other, personally.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I think you guys are top 5 in the league. Little rivalry there.
I feel like we're on a good run, though. We've had a good run here of late.
Yeah, you have.
We haven't fought in a while.
Surprisingly, though, looking at these matchups, it has you as a 30-point favorite. Or no, 20-point favorite. Sorry. Now I'm turning into
I'm rubbing off on you.
Looking at ESPN projections, which really mean nothing, you have the edge at every offensive position, according to them. I like Patrick Mahomes going against the Bengals. I think that game's going to be a shootout. He does have Burrow, but it looks like you're going to get Chase back this week. So I like that. Hurts against Tennessee should be kind of interesting to see. But looking at his team, it's going to come down. Kamara and McCaffrey are both banged up. He's going to need big points on that. And Josh Allen's going against that Patriots defense, and they're in New England. So
Phil, are you done? Are you done, Phil?
How dare you?
You got both lineups pretty much.
This is the biggest game in the history of the league. Come on. Let him go.
All right. I'll say that. I mean, we had a meeting before the thing, and then we do the thing where we had
started the meeting. He did start the meeting.
Yeah, he had the meeting.
All right.
What time are we recording tonight, guys?
I can't talk, so I'm just picking Jeremy's team. Sorry. I'll stop talking.
This is, without a doubt, the biggest regular season game in KDFL history. The winner will be the first ever KDFL team to win 12 games. First ever, which is kind of crazy how many seasons we've had. We've never had anybody.
Yeah, that's crazy.
The best record ever has been 11-2. Kind of wild. And it'll break a 4-year streak of the best record having 11 wins. Last 4 years has always been 11 wins.
Was I one of those 11-2 teams?
I think he was.
Probably, yeah. 11-3.
I think he was.
Or no, yeah, it was 11-2.
He had to buy once. I know he had to buy once.
Yeah, I think you probably were then. Also, this is the top 4 quarterbacks in fantasy. Number 1 and number 3 versus number 2 and number 4.
That's
cool.
awesome.
Pretty wild. As long as Chase and Mixon are back, though, I like my chances. I have to have some big weapon to fill that Cooper Cup hole I've left in my team. But in a completely unbiased pick, I will take the Empire to prevail. And plus, who would be scared of a team that practices with green footballs?
That's
valid point.
It's one thing we learned.
Thank you.
Barkley does get the Commanders, and they were susceptible to the run last week, but Chase, all signs point to him being back, I believe. Josh Allen, huge tough test in New England. I don't trust you seeing about 3 more minutes. I don't trust the Bills on the road in this type of atmosphere. They just always seem to be a little shaky to me.
Already said that.
I'm reading my points, my 4 bullet points. And if Chase is back, the offense is loaded in favor of the Evil Empire. And obviously what we've all said, this could be our championship preview, but I am going with the Commission's Evil Empire, as is the captain. So it's another meme alert.
Oh boy.
Consensus pick on the Evil Empire.
It's like NBC when they pick everybody to the same team.
That's what it is. All right.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Settle down, Brett. Settle down.
Jeremy knows why I'm diving. Okay. The Dobermans have historically done very well when we pick against them. So we will have that in his favor. So there it is, boys. We got through another one. Looking at this right now, our upsets. Shout out to Tim, who clowned us properly. And we did go an amazing 1 for 8 last week. The only one to hit one was my beautiful Jags beating the Ravens in a thriller. They should have never even had a chance. So I moved to 18 points. Detroit's at 14. The captain's at 12 on the season.
I guess I'm
so looking at yeah, you are at 0 and 2.
Didn't even get the one.
Looking at the picks this week. The captain is going with the Dolphins getting the outright upset. He's not happy about his role being filled by the commissioner, so he's going with the Dolphins getting the outright upset over the Niners. And for his lock of the week, he is going with the Bills -3.5 at New England. Jerem, take it away. What you have for us?
I do not hate the Dolphins pick, by the way. I thought about taking that as my upset as well. To be honest with you, I really think the Dolphins will win. Okay. My upset pick, I'm taking the Jets and Mike White in Minnesota. I think the defense will get after Cousins, and I think the Vikings are still a fraud. I'm sorry. Don't really believe in them yet. And my lock of the week, all y'all took my favorite games, so I'm going to go with an over-under for my lock of the week. Chargers, Raiders, there will be no defense played in this game, and the over is 50.5. I'm taking the over 50.5. Plus, who likes betting unders? Huh? Eric's not here.
No one.
We're part of the overs club.
Yeah.
I'm actually in the unders club, but on this game, I'm going to be on the over club.
All right.
I think they're going to. There's no way that game will not at least be 27-24.
Yeah, I can see that. All right. For my upset, I'm taking the Titans over the Eagles. And the reason for that is the Eagles have been giving up a lot of rushing yards last 5-6 weeks. And what do the Titans do best? They run the ball. So I'm taking that. My lock is my Detroit Lions +1.5 against fake Jags fans, Matt and Brett's. Your Jags are going down. Go Blue. Get that Big Ten title this week.
Go Blue.
And Brett, you suck.
Brett, you suck. I like the Lions pick. I was going to go there, man, but you already.
We have Jared Goff. Okay.
Yeah. This is a battle of number 1 picks, isn't it? All right. You can follow us at KDFL Podcast. Of course, if you're listening to the show on YouTube, hit that like button. For my upsets, guys, Mr. Thursday is going to run again. I'm going with the Patriots to outright beat the Bills on Thursday night. I'm undefeated in Thursday night picks this season, 4-0. So we'll see if we can keep that rolling. As far as my lock of the week, I am kind of doing the same game as Jaron, but taking the reverse angle. He's not buying the Vikings hype. I'm not buying Mike White in that dome against the surging Vikings team. So give me the Vikings. I'll lay the 3 points. So for the commish, Jeremy Clark, for Jonathan Detroit Haynes, for the captain, Phil Ruxey, we will see you next week right here on the KDFL Fantasy Football Podcast.
Beautiful.